How's it going, dudes and dudettes? Today we're going to be talking about Melty Blood Type Lumina and whether or not it's worth a purchase on the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch version of Melty Blood Type Lumina is actually the first time that I bought Melty Blood. I figured, it's got rollbacks, so it should be pretty decent on the Nintendo Switch, right? I shouldn't have to get it on Steam. I did end up getting it on Steam too, though, so I can give you a little bit of a comparison and see, so you can see which one, so you can see how they compare to one another. So for starters, the graphics. Here's Melty Blood Type Lumina on Steam. And here's Melty Blood Type Lumina on the Nintendo Switch. Nice. Yeah, I have to make a lot of use of the fucking auto combo because I'm still not used to the combos in this game. Honestly, there really isn't that much of a difference graphically. Like, maybe you can see slightly less pixelation on Steam, but overall, graphically, it's like there's no difference. And yes, I am an Ushi Wakamaru main. In terms of gameplay, Melty Blood Type Lumina is a very fast-paced anime fighting game. If you've played Dragon Ball FighterZ, it's actually kind of like that in how fast the game is and how the combos work. As far as content goes, the Nintendo Switch version includes pretty much everything that the Steam version does. In case you're wondering, the Steam version is like the home of Melty Blood, PC is where Melty Blood kind of lives, so yeah, that's usually where you're going to find most people playing. But the game is also available on Nintendo Switch and PS4, and I believe it's also available on Xbox. I think it is. The game's got just a ton of unlockable artwork. You can even unlock the music tracks, which is pretty cool. There's actually a lot of really cool music in this game, which I featured in a ton of my videos already, a ton of my Dragon Ball Fighter videos. I've had people ask, what song is this from? What song is this from? It's usually in reference to Saber's theme, which is really cool. I'm going to play it for you right now. But Ushi Wakamaru's theme is also really cool. It's very Naruto-esque, very ninja-like with flutes and stuff. It's very cool. There's also some very jazzy sounding songs that are just easy on the ears, They're very smooth and nice to listen to. The story mode isn't really very good if you ask me. Maybe if you're a fan of Tsukihemi or whatever Melty Blood is based on. I know there's like an overarching anime or something, or a manga that I've never read, or I've never watched the actual anime that Melty Blood is based on, but I know it's based on something. But it doesn't seem to transfer very well into the story mode in this game. It's just not interesting. Whenever I play the story mode or the arcade mode, I tend to just skip through the dialogue because it's really just not that interesting. But that's just me. One of the annoying things though about the Nintendo Switch version is the updates. I remember a time, like I think it was 2 patches ago, even with the latest patch where they added Ushi Wakamaru and the other new character, the Count Dracula or whatever his name was, I don't remember his name. With the Nintendo Switch version of the patches, they tend to come out like a week or 2 weeks later. So that's kind of annoying. But the good thing about Melty Blood Type Lumina is that all of the DLC characters are actually free. You don't have to pay for any of them. They're all free. I'm actually using one of the DLC characters right now, one of the latest ones, Ushi Wakamaru. She is actually my favorite character in the game, and she's kind of the reason that I went back to the game and started really putting in hours into the training mode and into the online, because I just found her really fun to play. But I do think if you're new to fighting games like I am, then it's good to broaden your horizons. I think when I spent a lot of time playing Melty Blood Type Lumina with Ushi Wakamaru and I played it online a lot, I think it also improved my game in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, maybe that's not noticeable to you because I'm not the best at the game, but I feel like it did. Now let's talk about the online. When Melty Blood Type Lumina was new, I remember there being a lot of issues online, like a lot of disconnections and stuff, especially on the Switch version, because that's the version of Melty Blood that I got first. So there were a lot of disconnections and a lot of the matches were actually kind of laggy despite the fact that the game has rollback netcode. Now that has since been fixed seemingly. You know, the last few times that I played it, the online was phenomenal. Just phenomenal. It actually felt like I was playing the game offline. When I would spend hours in training mode offline and then go into an online match, I would feel virtually no difference. And that's even on a connection that's like, you know, 100 ping or whatever. Virtually no difference. And I'm not over exaggerating that. Like, the online is freaking awesome. Of course, though, like, it still depends on where your opponent is. If he's far away, then, you know, there's going to be a lot of rollback frames and it could be problematic. Like, I'm not going to lie, I've had times where I play matches and it's virtually unplayable. You know, I've had a few matches like that, but by far, most connections on Melty Blood Type Lumina, even with high ping, tend to be really good. I guess it's just a rollback thing, you know. Now, here is the point that might be a deal breaker for a lot of you. Or maybe not, who knows. The Nintendo Switch version of Melty Blood Type Lumina is pretty much dead. If you're planning on buying the game to play ranked mode, don't buy it. Ranked mode is dead. Now, you can still find people online in, you know, in the player matches. Well, don't get me wrong, like if you play ranked, you might find a match or two. Personally, I would not bother because it's very rare to find a match in ranked mode, but you still can. It just doesn't happen very often and you'll probably be waiting a very long time. Now, what a lot of people do, Melty Blood Type Lumina is one of those games where you can find a lot of matches, but you're gonna have to go through Discord, you know? And I know a lot of people are not a fan of Discord. I'm not a fan of Discord. I don't really like it, but you know, with a game like Melty Blood, especially on the Nintendo Switch version of it, if you want to find matches, you're gonna have to go through Discord. And there's one called Panic Shield Anonymous, which is really good. You'll find a ton of matches there. Or you could also even go to my Discord. Maybe you'll find someone who plays Melty Blood there. Regardless, I'll have a link to both in the description of this video. On the other hand though, the Steam version of Melty Blood Type Lumina is actually very active. Like you can reasonably go into ranked mode and find matches in a timely manner. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not Dragon Ball FighterZ, but you can still find matches. Like yesterday, I was looking up the Steam charts for Melty Blood Type Lumina, expecting it to be like maybe 100 people max, and there was actually over 200 people online in Melty Blood Type Lumina. That game is active, and it may not seem like it, but you know, take a game like DNF Duel, which had just a ton of hype. Like all the big YouTubers covered it. I think Dr. Doya did, Argan did, you know, all the big names did. It had just so much hype, and right now it's way deader than even Melty Blood Type Lumina. You know, I checked them both yesterday. Melty Blood had about over 200 users playing it at the time, and DNF Duel had 68. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'll look them up right now and see what they got right now, but yeah, that's what they had yesterday, so yeah, DNF Duel is kind of dead. And Melty Blood is actually extremely active. It's a very fun game to play. If you have a choice, okay, if you have a choice, should you get it on Steam or should you get it on Nintendo Switch? If you have a choice, get it on Steam for sure. If you have the money to spare, get it on Nintendo Switch as well, just to, you know, use it for like a training mode thing, kind of like I do. Regardless though, if the Nintendo Switch is the only system you have and you don't have a computer that's capable of running Melty Blood, which by the way, Melty Blood is not that difficult of a game to run. If you have a computer, it's feasible that you might actually be able to run it. But if the Nintendo Switch is your only option, then if you have no issue with Discord and you don't mind going on Discord to find matches, then you know the Nintendo Switch might be a feasible option for you. You could probably find a few good matches here and there. It's actually a very fun game to play for sure. It's very fun. It's one of the better fighting games I've played. And definitely don't forget to hit the like and sub. That will help the channel tremendously if you do that. Just the simple action of hitting the like button goes a long way. So it actually does. That like all your favorite YouTubers don't tell you that for no reason. It actually does help. And yeah. Done. See you dudes on the next one.